Overnight to Innsbruck by Denyse Woods, published by the Lilliput Press. And this is a lovely story that's set on multiple trains, and we picked it up from our bookshelves, and it's just lovely when you come across a real gem and it's a surprise. The writing is wonderful, and actually the story is quite something. So the novel opens on the train. It's an overnight train from Rome to Innsbruck, and we meet a woman, we don't know her name, and she's settled into her berth in a compartment. She's also sharing that compartment with someone we come to know as Richard. And you get the backdrop of the kind of hissing train and the clanking, so it's very atmospherically told. And a woman comes into their apartment, she's ushered in looking for a berth, and her name is Fran, and Richard and Fran actually have history together, so it's real coincidence, a serendipitous moment that they happen to meet in this compartment. And we are observers along with the woman who is in the berth, and it's almost like we're in the compartment looking through her eyes, and their story unfolds. Now, they were travelling together 4 years ago, and this is 1987 now, and they were on the Nile Valley Express together, and they were asleep. It was during the night. Fran wakes up and discovers that Richard has gone, and she wonders what's happened to him. You know, has he gone to get a cup of tea, stretch his legs? But as she searches through the train, she discovers that in fact he's probably hopped off the train. Now, her surmising of the situation is that they had an argument, and although he expressed his commitment to their relationship, he has done a bunk and he's basically abandoned her. But then she begins to worry that something terrible has happened to her, because if he actually left the train at some point, the last station is in the middle of nowhere, it's in the middle of the Nubian Desert, and there was nothing there. So her anxiety creeps up, and so we hear her story. And then she gets to know some other travellers, and in turn she gets to be involved in quite a difficult story. And so that is her story. And we get the impression, I think, that Richard has probably abandoned her and she's going to have to live with it, but she hangs around because she can't just leave him there. The second half is his story, and it's quite a contrast. And so being in the compartment with these two people on the way to Innsbruck, we hear their story unfold through the eyes of the woman who's in the berth. And it's a very novel way of bringing to light a very convincing story of relationships, of beginnings, of endings. It's very subtly done, and it's done with humour at times, which is just lovely. So I think if you're looking for something just a little bit different that will transport you to North Africa, to train travel, and just feels a little bit different, then I think this novel is actually, one to pick up and read, because I really enjoyed it, and it was just such a surprise to pick it up.